Limits of the Flesh, Chapter 63, Fantasy Fiction by Azazyel. After a couple more hours, the games came to a close with Zeus and Hades meeting with Sirzechs and Serafall about how things were going to go in the short future. Of course, despite my recent popularity, I wasn't entitled to a seat at such a high-level table that would discuss the future between the Greeks and the devils. But for better or worse, when Sirzechs and Serafall got back, neither of them looked happy in the damn slightest, with Sirzechs sitting down in his chair silently with one of his fists covering his lower face as he just stared ahead into nothing. So, what happened? I drawled out, and Graphia looked over to me, and it was clear she wasn't happy either, as she was wearing a frown on her normally unexpressive face. Thankfully, Serafall decided to speak more to herself and reaffirm her own information than actually explaining to me what had happened. Zeus is backing his brother Hades and trying to take a bite out of both the fallen and devil's territory in the underworld due to Hades' realm of the dead expanding with the human population expanding and sending him more souls to draw power from. Serafall spoke before snorting. Needs more room for the human souls, my perky ass. He just wants to force out the fallen and devils because we hold some of the best lands in the underworld. I raised an eyebrow at the information before I asked the pressing question. So will there be war? I asked bluntly, wondering if I needed to get started on making some kaijus to fuck up the Greeks, but Sirzechs coldly shook his head with his voice coming out frostily, and I thanked all the higher beings that Olympus wasn't here at Sirzechs' words. No. I made it clear that should war come, I will personally take to the field before anyone else and kill every god of Olympus I can before any devil soldiers arrive to mop up any remnants. Sirzechs said flatly, and there wasn't even any killing intent in his words. He was just stating the fact that should war come, he would use his power of destruction to render his foes into non-existence. But they are still going to pull stupid shit, aren't they? I said tiredly, and all the devil leaders nodded, with Serafall just muttering the word proxies to let me know what was going to happen. With that said, there was a tense silence before Sirzechs sighed and then turned to me. Jake, the devils, and the rest of the Abrahamic faction itself are in a bad place, honestly. Years of sacred gear, talent, and artifact poaching by all three sides have alienated us from the rest of the world's factions. Anyway, I have a mission for you, so that you can earn a promotion to a mid-class devil legally. He explained, and I rose an eyebrow at that before it hit me. He was talking about fucking war contributions. For whatever reason, the high tension between the world aimed at the Abrahamic faction looked to be about ready to be boiling over. Did Cow's brigade have anything to do with it? I thought before answering Sirzechs. What do you need? I asked, and Sirzechs pondered on how to answer before he spoke. I want certain areas heavily defended, but to be honest, magical defenses, especially when magic gods take part, may even be a weapon to be turned on yourself. So I want to know if you had any insight with your own abilities on how to defend large fortresses or cities. He asked. For a moment I wondered why the hell he was asking me, but then I realized what he was doing. He was setting me up to take control of an outpost or something that was likely to be a hotspot of activity, and then when something happened and I took care of it, he could force a promotion to my status due to me fighting for devil interests. So I took a breath and nodded. I was a fucking flesh crafter. If I had to simply defend a base and prevent people from looting it or getting past it, that was easy. With enough biomass, I could literally create the hellscape of Nurgle's gardens, and I would love to see some shitty flying reapers deal with clouds of bacteria that attack the very soul. To say nothing of the abominations I could make stick around an area. How far do you want me to defend this area? I asked for clarification, and I saw the cold eyes of the devil who slaughtered his own kind in the Civil War as he softly responded. Defend it? I don't care if you defend the base. I just want whatever forces of any faction that go there to not return. A message of the devil's strength, even reduced with our clans going extinct, must be sent. So make it an unapproachable hellscape so they can never approach, as the land that separates the worst part of Hades' realm that borders into devil's territory is worth nothing besides it being the border between the lands. Sirzechs explained before taking a breath. Whatever you need I can get you. But Ajuka doesn't have days to waste trapping the landscape with spells that can be taken care of by a magic god of any number of factions, so it's to be something magic will have difficulty dealing with and will require them to just destroy the entire area. Which will allow me and Serafall to take to the field to stop them from destroying our property. He finished. Sirzechs then stood up with Serafall standing up beside him. Go ahead and get your new Betrothed in the other room, we talked to her on the way back here and I ensured she will not do anything while she goes with you to accomplish this mission. I nodded in understanding and then went into the next room, and sitting down on an ornate chair and reading a book was Artemis with her long silvery white hair trailing down, and as she looked up and saw me I saw a tiny pink enter her cheeks and I cursed the Asmodeus bloodline for how depraved and perverted it was in breaking down people. But I still used it and will continue to use it for how damned useful it was in many scenarios. Artemis, I have a mission I need to take care of and I was told you are coming with me, I stated, and she nodded in understanding with her softly putting the book down on the table beside her chair before standing up and walking over to follow me back into the other room.